Right now, we got the oil seal to replace, and I'm relatively certain it's not going to make any difference. But we'll get at it anyway. I was just stabbing in the dark for things to do. So here's a brand new oil seal, and it goes in like that, I believe. So let's get with it. All right, so there is in there a little O-ring. The one that was in there looked perfectly fine. And we now have the new oil seal kind of in place there. Just pushed in with my fingers. We need to do some tapping with that. And I need to make some modifications to this so I can put it over the top of this. And this is kind of interfering with it here. So I'll be back. Okay, well, we're going to work our way around here and try and get that oil seal to go in. Without hitting anything we shouldn't. And then, when we get in a little farther, we'll use it this way and just work around. Next thing we need all right, it's here. We need everything looked good on this. This is the gear that drives everything. This is the sealing surface for the oil seal. And everything looks good all the way around there, nice and shiny. Alright, we're going to put a little oil on it. Then we're going to put this, let's turn this just a little bit. So that's right up there. Then, I don't know if this is the right key or not, but it's the one that came out of there. I need to get my gloves off. it's in. Next is the Belleville washer. And then the nut. Is this. Yep. We get these two things to hold the oil seal in. I'm installing these two retaining clips that hold the oil seal in place.
Well, we're going to need a Phillips screwdriver, but we'll call it JIS instead. We got two of them. There's the right one, I think. Okay, we'll have to tighten that yet. And there's another one for the other side. And we'll screw that down. I need to tighten those a little bit. So let me get the grease off my hands and get a bigger screwdriver that will tighten them tighter.
And torque it down. Okay. All right. Sleeve is in there. Okay. We need to put, is that contacting everything? Yep. It is. Now, we can put these back. I don't know if we can do those all in the same place or not. I think I'll rotate them around, huh? I don't know. Yep, that's it. Alrighty, so we checked, and the springs are right at the nominal value, which is 36.1. Brand new, they can be 36.5, and they're good up to 35.5. So what we need to do right now is adjust this to 50 foot-pounds. We got this guy torqued down. We got the clutch plates all back in. We measured the springs. They're right in the middle of the tolerance level, which is good. They're not quite brand new and not overly used. So we can put this on. And it's raining again out there. And then we can stick all of these back in. And then we can run all the screws in. I think I told everybody once before, I love the sound of rain on the tin roof. Oh well. Alright. I still haven't figured out for sure how I'm going to disable that compression noise. I think I'm going to pull it out and look at it again. I pulled it out once before and looked at it to see if there was anything that didn't look right. And since I'd never seen one before, I wasn't real sure what I was looking for. But I didn't see anything that looked banged up or broken or bent or anything like that. So I think we're all right. But I need to find out if I can disable it somehow. And it has to be in there, or the decompression hole is open to the atmosphere all the time. So you got to put it back in, but you got to figure out how to keep the kick lever from activating it. All right, what do we got here now? We got to put those guys in. And the lesson I learned way back when was do not use your impact driver on these to tighten them up, because the screw screws into a somewhat fragile post made out of aluminum. And if you tighten it down too tight, it will just break off. Not a good thing. I think I'm getting too old for this stuff. Oh yeah, I found out, remember when I took this apart and that extra washer fell out? Well, I think it was in the right place. I think it just came away with the cover, and then it dropped once it got away from the shaft that it was supposed to be on. And that shaft is this one here, which is the kickstart shaft. I think these tighten down to about 84 inch-pounds, which should be about 7 foot-pounds. I don't know if my digital torque wrench goes down that low or not. And it only reads in foot-pounds. I should see if I can get a smaller one. All right, they're hand tight. You need to get a number 10 socket. Seven foot-pounds. All right. Oh, and my mitt, I can hold that to 7 pounds. Nope. But let's put this in there. Okay. Okay. Got that. It's going the other way. It's got to come out the right way. Well, there it is. The compression release. When you pull down on the, or step down on the kickstart, it pulls this lever, which actually pulls this down. And when you pull this down, it opens up this little valve on the end. So, somebody has obviously been in here. They've got this little adjusting nut on the end here. Now, if they got that too tight, just a little bit too tight, this may not seal. And if this doesn't seal properly, you would basically have the compression release on all the time. So, that would lower compression. But I have to find a way to test what the compression is. And I think I'm going to have to do a couple of things. First of all, I'm going to have to take this little cotter key out and release this valve that comes out here. And then I'm going to have to get some valve grinding compound and make sure that that thing is sealing properly. Because if it's not, like I said before, you're going to have a little problem there with compression. I could take this off, this little thing on the end of this cable, but the way that's frayed at the end there, there's no way I'd ever get it back on again. Now I could move it a little bit looser. I don't need a whole lot. I just have to be able to get this, well, I need 1/8 of an inch or more, so I can get that unhooked. Now, the other end of it is over here, and it goes down in and it hooks to something on this. There's a little lever down there, but there's an adjustment right here that I may be able to get the amount that I need if I can figure out how to adjust it. I don't know. Doesn't look like it has any adjustment left. These two nuts are right side by side here. So I think it's adjusted all the way. I'm going to ponder this and go look for some YouTube videos. See what I can find. All right, folks. Here is the decompression assembly. I took it apart, cleaned it, inspected it. The only thing I found wrong was right here. This is a crush washer in here, and there's snowball's chance in hell that you could find one the same size. But you'll notice how part of it is smashed up along there. And I don't know that a leak here is that important, but I think what I'm going to try and do is find a rubber O-ring that will fit in there and seal that up properly. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this back in its hole, which is over here, if I can get the camera in there to show you. It's up above up there. Where is the lens? I believe that's it right there. Is it? Yep, that's the exhaust down below. So it goes in there. And I'll take you back slowly so you can see where I'm pointing at. And I'm going to put it in there without the cable hooked up to it. This is the cable. When the cable activates, what happens is it pops that little valve out so that this can vent then. You can't, I want to test the compression of the engine without the decompression feature. But I have to install it, otherwise it's decompressed all the time. So I will install this in there, and then I'll run a compression test on it, and we'll see what happens. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's see if we can kick this over enough to get a compression reading with the decompression mechanism disabled. I got a feeling it's going to be good. But it's not. What the hell? How can that be? It's either got the wrong kind of piston in it. Something's not right in there. It's an aftermarket piston. Something is not right. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't hold the intake open. Let's give it a couple more kicks. What do we got? Not even 90 pounds. Whew. We got to think about this a little bit. There's no exhaust on it. Everything in the intake is good. I don't know. The only thing I can think is it's weird because, boy, it just really doesn't want to go. You got to push it really hard, the kick lever, and we only got to 80 pounds. Well, folks, I just don't know now what's going on in there. I'm suspicious that they put a piston in there that doesn't have the right size or dimensions or whatever, because I just can't understand why we only got 80 pounds of compression, and yet that Kickstarter just almost impossible to kick. It takes all my 230 pounds to kick it, just about. So, not sure what the next step is. I guess probably I should pull the head and the cylinder again. It's 50,000 silver, or 50.5 millimeters over, which is a second oversize. I just don't know. Byron said he was able to start it most of the time by pushing it down a hill and jumping on. But, and that would probably be a compression problem. If you get it going fast enough, it'll finally take off, maybe. I just don't know. I don't know at all.